How did a U.S. Senator go from being broke to being worth almost $100 million without violating any U.S. laws? I want to talk about Senator Mitch McConnell's very close relationship with China and how he became one of the wealthiest members of Congress. Today, Senator McConnell is worth between $50 and $100 million, but that wasn't always the case. Back in the 80s, as a freshman senator, he was recovering from a devastating divorce, and he was making $80,000 a year but had a net worth well under $500,000. Even today, $80,000 a year is not a bad income, but imagine you're a person with a prestigious position, yet you're often the poorest person in the room. You might be desperate to change that situation, and for Mitch, this opportunity availed itself when he was introduced to his future wife, Elaine Chao, who was then working under President George Bush. By the way, her family had a company that was deeply tied to Chinese commerce. This company was called the Foremost Group, which dealt with Chinese shipping. It wasn't particularly big at the time, but later, according to the FEC, this company was able to start transferring 8-figure amounts to Mitch and Elaine. Let's get into the details. After Mitch officially married Elaine in 1993, his stance on China completely changed. He went from being a protectionist for American industry to being an advocate for open trade with China. He pushed for China to have most favored nation status, he pushed for Chinese manufacturers to be exempt from carbon emissions, and he opposed taxation on companies that offshored manufacturing to China. And this was a big part of China's economic boom in the 1990s. It was around this time that the Foremost Group started to become much larger as a shipping company, and this is going to start to make a lot of sense. Suddenly, with a senator in their back pocket, everyone wanted to be in contract with the Foremost Group. But this leaves out an important detail. How could they legally compensate Mitch for his service? It's pretty simple. He was married into the family, which meant that there were very few restrictions on receiving gifts or inheritances from them. If Mitch happened to support favorable deals for China, and then his wife's family happened to start getting big contracts from China, and Mitch just happened to end up being worth $100 million, this was all completely legal. But you might think his party would have been up in arms over this, as it went against everything they were telling their voters. Well, not only did his party not call him out, they let him later get his wife appointed as Secretary of Transportation, where she gave so many favors to insiders, she was rewarded with board seats on 3 different BlackRock companies, so she now makes millions of dollars each year to occasionally attend virtual board meetings. Welcome to Washington, D.C. But I want to know what you guys think. Am I being fair to Mitch in this video, or am I being an online bully and Mitch and his family's shipping company actually earned their money through pure business acumen? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if this video provided value to you, give me a like and a follow. That really helps out my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video, at least after studying some Mandarin, because that's a lot of money.